Things I'm going to miss about my NC700X. Gasoline. It's hard to say more than that about this bike. It consistently, even when I was hard on the throttle, gave me 70 or more miles to the gallon. Alright, there was this one time during the summer that I was doing only highway miles, faster than I should have, and I only got about 67 miles per gallon. This bike was light. Okay, it wasn't as light as like a true dual sport, or a dirt bike, or a small 70 mile per gallon type street bike. But with the center of gravity so low with the gas tank under the seat, and the engine moved forward, it was incredibly flickable, and it felt like a much lighter bike. Storage. What more can I say? Even without any bags or luggage, I could put my helmet, gloves, and other items in the frunk. The frunk is a front trunk, where most motorcycles have a gas tank. Ease of maintenance. Because of the engine design and the lack of full fairings, this bike was one of the easiest bikes I've ever worked on. I never had to do any major repairs, which also speaks to its design and reliability. But routine maintenance was a breeze. Oil changes were easy, without removing anything extraneous. The battery was accessible from the front with 2 Phillips head screws. Adjusting the valves, which is normally a huge job on a motorcycle, was just about as easy as it gets. I did have to remove the radiator to do this job, but the lower radiator hose was easily accessible. Pulled that, drained the coolant. One bolt held the radiator in place with some other brackets and things, and it was out of the way. The valve cover came off with 3 bolts. The valves were adjustable with a wrench and a screwdriver in combination. No shims to worry about. I only had to adjust one exhaust valve at 26,000 miles, and it was actually still within tolerance. But since the others were exactly in the middle of tolerance, I adjusted it slightly so it would be just like the others. The chain wasn't any easier or harder than any other bike, though I did wish it had a center stand. I compensated with a $30 Harbor Freight stand to do the chain maintenance. I had zero. No issues with this bike during the year and a half I had her. I frankly regret getting rid of this bike, as it's ideal for commuting and very practical. I also miss the ability to go on dirt in forest service roads. I put on Schenko E705 tires, which were not only very inexpensive as far as motorcycle tires go, but they allowed a more versatile trip with this bike. It handled dirt roads with no issues whatsoever. I do think mud may have given her a bit of a fit, but I was wise enough to never take it her brutally muddy roads. Going up Fall River Road in Rocky Mountain National Park was one of the best times I ever had on this bike. I'm sure it was because of the beauty surrounding, but I had no concerns about my steed carrying me on this trip. I had a full lunch pack, extra gas, extra clothing, and even a helmet with an untinted screen just in case I was out in the dark. Alright, you're probably wondering, why'd you get rid of such an apparently awesome bike? Here are my reasons. Number 1, no ABS. Sorry Honda, but you should have included this as an option with the non-auto transmission model of the bike. 2, gas mileage is awesome, but performance trumps gas in a vehicle I'm using for recreation. The bike was very good on gas, and could easily reach speeds in excess of 100 miles per hour. But as a seasoned motorcycle rider, it wasn't quite as peppy as I expected. It was like driving a diesel motorcycle, with the way I had to shift it at 5,500 RPMs. The low-end torque was incredible. Seriously, it was incredible. And I didn't have... the bike totally didn't have a power band. It had power all the way through all the revs. Although it was as fast as any car today, it wasn't the rocket that the bike that replaced her was. I replaced my NC700X with the Kawasaki Concours 14. The main reason was for the ability to take my wife with me on adventures that I take. The NC700X couldn't easily handle me, my wife, and all the gear I wanted to take. I'm not a small person. Okay, say fatso. And adding another person and gear just wasn't an option to do safely on the NC700X. I sincerely hope whoever gets the NC700X loves her like I did. I did name her, but since she isn't mine any longer, there's no sense in sharing that. I hope her new name sticks, and she's loved at least half as much as I loved her. Thanks for tuning in. Rider Obvious signing out.